Look, y'all niggas can stop pretending like y'all have a balancing team. We already know, bro. We can look at the update log every week and see those niggas are a figment of your imagination. They ain't real. Cause ain't no way you have a whole team of top players all collected in a single server too. Buff Snow? Yeah, bruh. I'ma just believe those niggas ain't real for my own sanity. The thing is, type soul balancing doesn't have to be this bad. A lot of the issues with this game stems from the fact that developers are allowing moves to go against the core PvP model that this game was built on. But what is the PvP model? I'm glad you asked. Here is the core of the PvP of this game. Spacing being the most important. If you don't know what that is, I'ma just assume you look like this. Then parrying, then a triangle of attacking, critting, and dodging slash blocking. Attacking, critting, and blocking are like rock, paper, scissors. Attacking beats a crit, critting beats a block, and blocking beats an attack. Good system, right? Yeah, niggas threw that shit out the window. Lightning speed on ones, instant crits with no sound cues, and don't get me started on the moves. Don't get me wrong though, moves that go against this triangle can and should be in the game, but it's a problem when they have no trade-offs. Let's go over two moves, Ult Crit and Arrancar Murasama Crit. Ult Crit has a very clear wind-up, sound cue, and consistent parry timing. Very balanced. Arrancar Murasama Crit is instant, uncancelable, and try and parry this shit, bro. I'd love to see you try. Thing is, it really doesn't have to be this way. A dev can just look at that crit and be like, this crit beats attack, beats block. Maybe I shouldn't give it instant hype armor. Maybe I should give it a sound cue so that you know when he's going to use the crit. Now it is very punishable if you miss it, but in balancing you have to assume that the person using it is not retarded and only uses the move when it's going to connect. Look at Shark X. There's a move that beats block, beats attack. Shit, it even beats spacing and parrying, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. Tell me, if you're up close to a Shark user and he presses X, what is the counterplay? If a dev just looks at that move and thinks, this move is unblockable, instant hyper armor, along with also being unparryable and ragdolling and iframes, maybe I should nerf it. That's all you have to do to balance a move. Recognize that it beats multiple options without having a clear weakness. Rapier M1s, you can block the first M1, and by the time you let go, they're already doing the second M1. Rapier M1s beat block and beat crit. No M1s should be allowed to do that, but if you want Rapier M1s to be fast, they shouldn't have the range of a longsword. Give it a trade-off because a high posture crit that doesn't cancel on parry is not a trade-off. Now you would think, man, if I become get a parry in, even with all the broken builds, I could still beat them.
What?
Nowadays, you can parry someone, and they just gonna keep attacking you. Parrying is one of the few things in this game that requires skill, so why is it borderline useless? If you parry a move, your opponent should be in parry stun, plain and simple. If you parry a projectile, your opponent should be in parry stun, and any other projectiles they are spamming should be cancelled, plain and simple. So tell me why so many moves in this game punish you for parrying it. And this list isn't even all of them. I won't go on and on, but parrying putting your opponent in parry stun should be universal. That's it. And if a move is unparryable, it needs to be balanced properly, like Heavenly Cannon before the buff or Flower Passage. Clearly telegraphed, easy to deal with moves, not Shark X. Finally, spacing. Moves that mess with spacing tend to be the most annoying moves in the game. Just a quick lesson, spacing is just the skill of putting yourself at a good range so that your attacks hit and your opponents don't. Now if a move is going to force you into a position, it needs to have counterplay. Vampire's D is a good example of this. The suck part of the skill is very strong, but you can block it if you have enough posture, or parry it as it has a consistent parry timing. Benihime C also has a suck, except the suck is instant, forces you in a position where you have to take damage, and doesn't cancel on parry. It is guaranteed damage. Hakuto does the same thing when they get you in the air. It takes the ability to space properly, and forces you to sit in front of them and predict the move they are going to use next. This is the reason Hakuto is so obnoxious to fight. Moves that are a constant threat at any range also do not belong in this game. Look at Benihime Z. You are a constant threat at any range no matter what, because you have a fast, low-winded projectile up at all times. No amount of spacing can save you from this move. Zero variant allowing instant Zeros has the same issue. You have a constant low wind-up projectile that's always up. This stuff shouldn't even be in the game in general. You can see it as a strong concept. If a move is long range, just make it punishable, close range. Make it have a cooldown. Currently, this is all you have to do to make your Zero unpunishable. Press Q. And you don't even need to dodge back for Benihime Z, just let that shit fly. Stuff like this is such a simple fix. Just give Benihime Z wind-up frames and make it go on cooldown if you don't use the rest in time. Balancing doesn't have to be hard at all. If it messes with spacing, make sure there is counterplay. Make everything cancelable on parry, and if it's unparryable, make it blockable, or dodgeable, or spaceable. If it beats block and dodge, let it have high wind-up so attacks can beat it. That's all this game needs. That's all for this. Might drop another video because there's way more things that need to be addressed with balancing that wasn't covered in this one. Particularly the true stun issue. If y'all want to see that, let me know, but this game is not fun to play at all right now.